Is fruit good for you? Is it bad for you? Dr. Boss says that fruit is evil, and Paul Saladino says that fruit is beneficial. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. Now listen. I get sent a lot of videos from all the gurus, and I try to avoid these videos, but they keep being sent to me. And then a woman asked me to make a video about it more than once. And I was like, okay. So here we go. I am going to review Dr. Boz and Paul Saladino's take on eating fruit. And is fruit evil? Because that's what Dr. Boz says. Now, I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. I think she's quite pleasant, but there's a lot that she says that I don't necessarily agree with. Let's pull up her video and let's check out what she's got to say. And is she making any sense?
Grapes are the worst fruit you could ever eat. Fruit has been sold to us as healthy and nourishing, even by people who used to be carnivore. But the opposite is true.
Fruit is clearly beneficial for the human body. It's very hard to make.
Okay, right there. We've got Paul Saladino, the fruit guy. And he's talking about how beneficial it is, but he's not expressing how beneficial it is because fruit has been genetically modified, selectively bred, and hybridized to have more fructose, which instantly is stored in the liver as fat. So you better have a high-functioning body that can use that stored fat as energy, because most people cannot. And here they are contradicting each other. I definitely agree with Dr. Boz, but let's continue.
An argument that fruit is harmful.
Last night, my husband and I left work and went to the sauna. My blood sugar leaving the sauna was 78. On the way home, we stopped.
Wait, her blood sugar leaving the sauna was 78. Now, if you're not ketotic, which I ever doubt that she is, 78 would be hypoglycemic. Absolutely. I don't believe that she's in ketosis. And why are you wearing a doctor's jacket and like a Leave It to Beaver top? But it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter what she's wearing. I'm so sorry. Let's continue.
Stopped by the grocery store and grabbed some ribs. And he picked up a healthy snack. Guess what? Whole food, unprocessed, healthy snack shot my blood sugar up to 225.
Okay, I'm going to tell you people right now. Let's go back to this. If your blood sugar is 200, let me look at the camera here. If your blood sugar is 225, the fruit didn't send your blood sugar that high. Your insulin resistance did. A healthy body with good GLUT4 receptors are going to uptake that glucose and use it, or stored triglycerides, or stored fat, and use it. Whose blood sugar shoots up to 225? I've been working with people who have used glucometers throughout the years, and 225, maybe that's been 15 people out of 10,000. When people are having their blood sugar shoot up over 120, yeah, insulin resistant. It's not because, and somebody sent me another video about it's normal that your blood sugar shoots up to 120. No, it's not. I've worked with so many people using a glucometer, and when people are having their blood sugar shoot up that high, it's because they are insulin resistant. Most people, when they eat something, will see a blood sugar spike at, if they're carnivore or ketogenic, they'll see their blood sugar, and they're healthy, they'll see an 83. If they're not, they'll see 90s. Once you start inching past 100, you've got issues regulating your blood sugar and insulin. 225? Are you freaking kidding me? That's insulin resistance. And she's not the only doctor that has had blood sugar shoot up to over 200. Every single client I have ever worked with who've had blood sugar over 120 has difficulty regulating their blood sugar and having problems with their insulin and A1C. It's not the grapes, honey. Issue: grapes should not shoot your blood sugar up that high. Did I say blood sugar? Yeah, let's get back to it. Look at that, 225. Are you freaking insane? That's why I do not trust these people. This woman has no degree in nutrition, never has. And she's saying it's for evil. There's no context. If your blood sugar is 225, you have difficulties regulating your blood sugar and your insulin. People, be very careful the advice that you're getting from these doctors. This is absurd.
Grapes. The worst part is, I know that for every minute my blood sugar is that high, my brain is making a few tau proteins.
She's tau proteins. Now, and she's saying the mechanism. I should have not interrupted her. Let's let her finish this thought.
Mechanism behind dementia. On top
garbage. That's not a fact. The mechanism behind dementia. There's tons of things that are probable causes of dementia, like parasites, like type 3 diabetes. Just because you eat some grapes does not mean that you're going to develop dementia. Context is everything. And this is why y'all need to wake up and be careful with what some of these people who've amassed tons of followers, because they sit with a white freaking coat in their videos, y'all believe them. And it sounds like she's acting. This does not sound like a person talking to you.
of that, I know that the excess glucose in my circulation will be converted to fructose, which is preparing my body for winter and to store fat. Fruit.
It's not preparing your body for winter. You just can't regulate your hormones and your blood sugar. What the frack? You're European, most likely. You're not going to have grapes that shoot your blood sugar up. Besides, the grapes today have been hybridized. They've been selectively bred. They've been genetically modified to have more fructose. Make it make sense. Fruit is not evil. We've got olives. We've got avocados. We've got a lot of low glycemic fruits. Some of them you cannot eat on a ketogenic diet, like berries. If you were to eat wild berries, that would be a potential to be able to eat on a ketogenic diet, without a shadow of a doubt. If it's super, super tart and sour, like wild berries tend to be, they sweeten up right before they are to start to oxidize. And she says it's fruit evil.
Is evil. Grapes are the worst fruit you could ever eat. Fruit has been sold to us as healthy and nourishing.
Fruit is the worst food you could ever eat. No, processed food is.
Even by people who used to be carnivore. But the opposite is true.
Fruit is clearly beneficial for the human body. It's very hard to make an argument that fruit is harmful.
Last night, my husband and I left.
She goes on a stupid story and talks about her blood sugar shooting up to 225. She seems like a nice enough person, but all I keep thinking when I listen to her talk, I keep hearing this weird sound. Let's see what it sounds like.
Left work and went to the sauna. My blood sugar leaving the sauna was 78. On the way home, we stopped by the grocery store and grabbed some ribs. And he picked up a healthy snack. Guess what? Whole food.
This is a 1-minute video, like working like an advertisement to grab your attention. And she talks about, I think, tau proteins, which is the mechanism for dementia, which is a bunch of nonsense. That might be true, but it's not connected to what she's saying. It's like, I can't, y'all. She's correct. Fructose, and well, she didn't say in large amounts, but I will say this. Fructose in large amounts, if you're a fruitarian or you just love tons of fruit, can be problematic for your liver. It's processed by the liver. The fruit today has been modified to be extra sweet. It can spike your blood sugar. It can create a blood sugar dysregulation. No one ever talks about the Candida extravaganza to your gut on fruit. Candida albicans love fructose. So let's stick to the point. If you're constantly eating fruit, if you started off having a blood sugar dysregulation because you don't sleep well and you're filled with heavy metals and you forever chemicals and fast and live and drink coffee and live a standard American diet and you start eating fruit, it can be problematic. If you have a slow metabolism, if you are metabolically inflexible and you're eating fruit and it's being stored in your liver and your liver's not burning it off, which is hence why people's livers become fatty. If it spikes your blood sugar and you become more blood sugar dysregulated or insulin resistant, then perhaps large amounts of fruits is not a good idea. It's not carnivore. So whoever made up this, my air conditioning just kicked on, whoever made up this concept of fruit on a carnivore diet, that's illogical. You can't get into ketosis on fruit. That's a whole nother Paul Saladino down the rabbit's hole I'm not going to get into tonight. I think if she just kept it simple and said eating genetically modified hybridized fruit in excess can create, if you already have a blood sugar dysregulation and not enough GLUT4 receptor sites and you don't work out, it can cater to fatty liver. It can cater to weight gain. I would never say that it caters to dementia if you were eating a super healthy diet and then you had Graves. It's just too much like a 1-minute advertisement. And just because you eat fructose does not mean you're going to start storing fat for the winter, because most often people on this planet are not coming from subtropical climates where you're going to have sweet fruits. Context is everything, guys. Be very careful. And there are fruits that are very low glycemic, like avocados and olives and coconut and lemons and bitter berries that are wild. I know. And the individual who can consume those lower in glycemic fruits, it's very individual. It's not for everybody. Some people have histamine. Some people have candida issues. Some people have issues with consuming citric acid on their stomach. It's too harsh, even though citric acid and salt is creating an alkaline environment. Some people can have these fruits, some people can't. Some people can't do coconut meat because it's too high in carbohydrate and it kicks their ketones down. Context is everything. Be very careful following these gurus that don't give you enough context. And it's very interesting because you have two doctors and they contradict each other. So be very careful. Just because you are a doctor or an MD don't mean much when you've had no nutritional education. Comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are and share this content. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. I promise you I'm not selling a car. I do consultations. I do run a course where I cover now 3 diets because I realize not everyone can do carnivore or keto or low carb, high fat. It is very individualistic. And I'm out. Peace. Energy. 56 going on 57 people. Yeah, life is good.